Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I am your host, the White Collar Goon, and I am the creative and artistic manifestation of Angels in Politics. Um, Here we are today. I do have a topic that I would like to speak to you about. Um, First and foremost, have you had your dinner? Have you had a meal today? Okay, this is all right. This is all right if you haven't. I just had a little coffee. Well, I'm having some coffee right now. I went on a run earlier. Um, and that's just, it's a beautiful day outside. Beautiful because it's February and normally it's cold as fuck. And right now it's in the 50s. So I got my shorts on. I didn't have to put my hat on. I don't have any gloves on. I was out there just I can't say that my speed had increased. Well, it's really not about the speed. It's really more so like, how'd you feel whilst you were running? I felt okay. I had a lot of things going through my mind. And this is all right. Um, I am on my last yoga session. I got the Groupon a few weeks ago, and before I renew that motherfucker, like I'm just gonna like rat it out. I think I'm gonna go to yoga maybe Friday or Saturday morning, something like this, and then get ready for my transition. Um, right now, I wanted to talk to you about this series that I've watched on Netflix, and I really don't watch a lot of television to be honest, because I am focused on manifestation. I'm focused on my business. What is your business? Oh my gosh, my business. I can't get into it. The political circle, political connections, political counsel, political capital, political creative, all of those things. All of those things leading to the political foundation and the Universal Angel Vision Fund. And so all of these things are under the Angels in Politics umbrella. So that's what I try to spend my time doing. But before all of that, I pray, I meditate, and I look through scripture, and I read scripture, and I try to interpret scripture, and I try to interpret my dreams and write down my dreams and speak those into existence. And I try to read more books, and I read and I study my notes and things of that nature. And that's going to lead me into alignment. And I talk about my transformative experiences, and I talk about the 5 areas of expression, or enhancing, cultivating, developing the 5 or 6 areas of expression, being the psychological body, the mental body, the spiritual body, the physical body, the emotional body, the social body. Somebody might say, what about the sexual body? Oh my gosh, I can't get into sex right now because I still don't know what it is. And my sexual organs are really going through a transformative, well, somebody says they're not transforming because you can't get an erection. So like these types of things are happening right now with me, but that's not really what the topic is for today. The topic today is the TV show that I was looking at on Netflix, which is really nice. I finished this series. It's a Netflix original series from France, shot in Paris. Wonderful show. Actually, spectacular show. Actually, one of the better shows that I've seen in a while. And it's called The Hookup Plan. I suggest that people see it. And it's crazy because I was speaking to my homie the other day, and I was telling him, we talk a lot. Well, we talk often, and we have philosophical conversations. We have what they call deep conversations. We also have surface level conversations. We have bullshit ass conversations. Whether whether you care or not, we just have conversation. But we were speaking, and I was telling him how my whole thing, or a lot of my, a lot of my methods and the things that I do all lead to self actualization. Self actualization is just manifesting your dreams. Manifesting your dream is becoming your archetypal hero, and I call it the archetypal superhero. All right, so it's like I talk a lot about the superhero, and I mentioned to him, and I blow people away by this, even like my colleagues whom I worked with, in China, or my colleagues on the cruise ship, or my colleagues in the YMCA here in the States. Like they're like the kids, their children more so. The children definitely are like blown away when I tell them I don't watch like superhero movies. Not because I'm like against them, like they're against God or some shit. Like no. I just like I'm not that interested in like I've grown out of that type of stuff, I would say. And when I say I've grown out of it, like if it were to be on TV, it's not like I'm like, oh, get this shit off. It's like, no, I mean, it doesn't evoke that type of emotion. I'm just not interested in it. I'm not intrigued by it because, man, I mean, I told my homie, like, I believe you're a hero, bro. This person's the hero. Every person in the world is their own superhero. So it's like, I don't need to see motherfucking Scarlett Johansson in a black leather suit, as attractive as she is, like shooting guns. Like, to me, that's not my version of a superhero. Honestly, you're much more of a superhero whenever you can, like, manifest your dreams and take care of your kids and have a meaningful relationship with yourself, have a meaningful relationship with a higher power, manifest that meaningful relationship with the higher power to fully develop your spiritual gifts. And now you're a better mom, now you're a better sister, now you're a better, lover, now you're a better, architect, that type of shit. Like, to me, that's a superhero. The superheroes out there flying and whatever, that's for entertainment purposes, and I'm entertained by, the sun rising. I'm entertained by the moon in the sky. I'm entertained by, clearly I can entertain myself. So that is my thing. So I was telling him that, and somebody might say, Gabe, what does that have to do with the hookup plan? Because, like, I was watching this show, and I guess that's the funny thing. Like, I spend the few hours, I guess, binge watching the season 1 and season 2, and it's not long, but like watching those series, and that is what genuinely interests me. Like, shows that depict relationships, social issues. I guess they will be called realistic issues. Like, the psychology, the mentality, the spirituality, the physicality, the romance, the love, the struggle, the passion, the conflict, the contentiousness, the disparagement. These types of things, to me, are, they happen on a global level. They happen on a micro scale level, macro scale level. They happen on an everyday basis. They happen internally, externally. They manifest themselves through, a number of ways, myriad of ways. So, like, that's what I'm interested in. Like, if you were to look at my queue on my, like, Netflix list, none of them are like, I barely watch, like, sports shows. I barely watch anything action or anything like that, or, shoot 'em up movies and shit like that. Like, like, as good as I know, like, John Wick is, like, I don't need to see it because I'm pretty sure I know how that goes. As good as the Avengers, any of the Avengers, like the kids are, like, blown away. Like, you haven't seen the Avengers? Like, it's not that I haven't seen them, but it's like, I just have no interest. I have no interest in seeing the fucking Marvel and DC universe all in a movie. I have no interest in seeing Fast and the Furious 10,000. I have no interest in seeing Transformers 20,000. I have no interest in seeing the newest Spider-Man because I saw Tobey Maguire in 2000 and that was what I needed to see. Like, I don't need to see the regurgitation of Star Wars 10 times over, 20 times over. That's just not my thing. But the hookup plan. The hookup plan is my shit. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I came back from overseas and I was looking at, like, my brother had the Fire Stick and I watched all of the seasons of the whole season, or how many seasons was it? 4 or 5, maybe 6 of Girls. And my brother was like, "What type of shit is that? Like, who sits there and watches Girls?" I'm like, this is a good show. Like, it's like, what type of fruitcake sits there and watches Girls? And I'm like, that is the ethos, brother. Guys who want to see girls on TV must have something wrong with them, right? Like, guys who sit there and watch romance movies, you must have something wrong with you. Like, guys who sit there and want to see women and how they honestly, truly, and this is on TV shows, so it may not be that true, but it is true because of, like, as a director or as a writer or as a creator, you are creating characters that exude or that convey truthfulness. They convey truthfulness, and they see, and when you look at various characters in the show, you see, whether it's the girls, whether it's Sex in the City. I haven't seen Sex in the City, but it's like shit like that. It's like women like these shows because it's like, I'm more like this person. I watch Friends. I've never seen Friends, but I watch Friends because I think I am more like this person, or I aspire to be this person, or this person has personality traits that I exude, that I convey, that I personally project. And because of that, I may not be a middle class, well to do, wealthy Anglo Saxon white woman living in downtown Manhattan by any means, by any stretch of the fucking imagination, but it's good to watch a TV show whereby this person has certain characteristics that I have. Okay, so that's why people watch television shows, and that's why certain shows are great, because when you look at, what's that girl, Phoebe Wallaby or whatever, Phoebe, whatever her name is, and she has these great, winning all these British awards and winning all these, like, just winning awards hand over fucking fist, is because it's like she is expressing one herself, but she's expressing a spectrum of her personality that a lot of people find relatable. You know what I'm saying? So when I look at the hookup plan, I like it because it's funny. It's funny, it's truthful, it's honest, it's intriguing, it's energetic, it's enigmatic, it saturates you with a world of French women, of and not just French women, they're friends, they're sisters, they have a bond, they have, their relationships. But at the end of the day, or in the beginning of the day or the middle of the day, you see the complexities, you see the layers of these women. It shows you Parisian culture. I love the way they speak. I love the French language. I love, not only do they speak in French, but the nuances, the nonverbal cues, the subtleties, the way the slang, the way they curse. All of this is really an honest depiction of how motherfuckers in France, how motherfuckers in Paris, how girls in their early 30s in Paris, France speak, and how they interface, and how they honestly talk, and how they honestly go to the cafes and the bars, and they hang out, and they talk about their relationships, and they talk about how they hook up, and they talk about how they break up, and it goes into the spiral, and you can pull back the layers, and you can pull back the veil, and I love these shows because I study women. Like that is like, that's my thing. And I study the divine feminine, and I study the ways of women, and the nuances and their inflections of voice, and their and the way they fluctuate their personality. And I like this show because, guys, I want to give you a message. Fellas, I want to present you with this message, and I want you to take this, and you can take it with a grain of salt. You don't have to trust me on this. Matter of fact, I suggest you don't trust me, and lean on your own understanding and go out there and figure it out your fucking self. But listen to this. Women are silly. Girls are fun, man. They're fun. They're fucking silly. They're humorous. They're comical. And I'm not saying all women are like that. I'm saying more women are like that than they present themselves to be. You see that. You see that woman in like, Publix, or, Whole Foods, or Trader Joe's, or fucking Wegmans, or whatever, or that local gym, and she has the Stone Cold Steve Austin face. Like, one, she doesn't see you, and I already spoke about that. And two, she's like so like focused on her life and her aspirations and her goals, because she's in line with her mind, body, and soul. That's why she doesn't look your way, and that's why she has this poker face. And it's like, yeah, that sounds like women, particularly in public places, particularly around people that she doesn't know, specifically around men in public places that she doesn't know, because she doesn't want to give you any type of like inkling that she wants you to speak to her, or talk to her, or interface with her, or notice her. It's like, no, she doesn't want that. But when you see these girls behind closed doors, and not like in an intimate sense, but when they are comfortable in their ecosystem with their friends, with their family, you notice like these girls are fun. They joke. They laugh. And when they laugh, it's not always a cute laugh. Like they're real people, and they can snort when they laugh. And some girls laugh loud, and some girls are fucking goofy. So many girls are goofy and silly, and it's a good thing, man. That's a great thing because it shows their humanness. It shows that, like, for such a long time, women have to project this divine, almost robotic, almost this robust, this unachievable image of femininity whereby they don't express themselves. They limit their expressions. They limit, you know, what they want to say and how they want to eat and how they want to drink and all these types of things. And it's like, they do that because of you fucking guys, brother. They do it because you will condemn them, brother. They do this because you maybe have them placed on some fucking pedestal that is your own imagination. You manifested this. You thought women didn't fart. You thought women didn't belch. You thought women weren't goofy. You thought women weren't silly. You thought women didn't have insecurity issues. And they fucking do, brother. And that's a good thing because that makes them relatable to you. I love watching that show because it was like, dude, like, when girl when girls meet guys that they don't know, like 9 times out of 10, they're not gonna be like super sociable like that. They're not gonna like open them and I would say, like, well, I've already said this, guys definitely aren't that way with girls. 100% guys aren't that way with girls. So like it's evenly killed. When I was on the phone the other day with my homie from childhood, and he's on the phone and it's funny, and I don't know whether you know, it's okay. Like we're cool. We're super cool. And maybe it could be the fact that, we smoke a little bit and we drink a little bit, but it's like I know for a fact the way he jokes and talks loud and makes jokes is this way because we're boys and he's with his homies and it's like this. But I know 100% that he's not that person in public, and that's a lot of people. I will say most people are like that. People be like, Gabe, you're the anomaly. Gabe, you're the fucking social light butterfly, extroverted fucking rocket ship that goes off in public. But like most people are very guarded, very much so, in public spaces. And the reason why they guard themselves is, I don't know, but I feel like it comes from insecurities. I think it comes from like them shielding themselves, protecting themselves from embarrassment, from scrutiny, from critique, from embarrassment. Nobody wants to have egg on their face. Nobody wants to stick their necks out ever, ever, ever. Most people don't want to stick their necks out and say, I feel this way and this is how I am, and I don't give a fuck about how you think about it. And it's like those people who are like that probably have the personality archetype that I do, and it's not that many. If there's 16 personality archetypes, that's 1 out of 16. You feel what I'm saying? There's probably 1 or 2 out of 16. Like most people are going to be conservative with who they are because that's just how the world is. But like I want to go back to the girls because I feel like it's more so with girls. It's more common with women. It's extremely more prominent and evident with women that when you see a girl at the workplace, when you see a lady at the job, when you see a lady in public, she will come across as, I don't know, quiet, as conservative, whatever the fuck that means. Traditional, conventional, whatever the fuck that means. She will come across as like, you may not even know what her personality is. It's like, because she won't really express it, even whenever like you guys are hanging out for the first time, you know what I'm saying? Let's say you're invited to a social event and it's like, oh, we're going to meet some people and you've never met them before. I don't know the number. 8 times out of 10, when you come into this environment, unless those girls are comfortable with themselves, they're probably going to shield some things from you, bro. Like, and it makes perfect sense. It's like they don't know what kind of motherfucker you are. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I watched the show The Hookup Plan, I saw women that I knew. I saw girls that I knew. I thought about me being in Thailand with my peers, with my colleagues who were from Manchester, or who are from parts of England, the UK I've never been to, who are from all these different places, and I have to think about how the first day when I met them, it was it was an exciting moment for me because it's like I'm interfacing with people for the first time, and I tend to make strong first impressions, I guess. But like the reason why I make a strong first impression is because it's like, this is me, guys. You know, that's me showing like, yo, this is me. Like, be who you are, because like you're gonna get this for me. You know, day one and today whatever. And I don't know if girls like or guys like necessarily like that, but they respect it because it's like, well, Gabe, at least we know. You know, at least we know who you are, and that allows them to be who the fuck they are. And I remember, for the people from Thailand, I remember like hanging out with girls later on, and I was like, yo, girls, you're so silly. And they were like, we are. Like, girls are silly. Like, girls do joke. Girls are comical. Girls are this way. They just don't show it. They just don't show it unless they're really comfortable with you. They just don't show it because of, you know, maybe their moms, or maybe, you know, female nature, or maybe whatever the case may be, has projected through the media lens, through you know, indoctrination, that women aren't supposed to be like that. Women are supposed to hold their tongue. Women are supposed to not be goofy and laughing and loud in public. Like, women are supposed to be like that. And it's like, for fuck's sake, yes you can, and yes you are, because that's truly who you are. Now there's some girls who aren't that way, you know. I know those girls too. I know some girls who aren't going to be the talkative type at the coffee shop. I know some girls who don't go get coffee. I know some girls who don't go get their hair done, and don't get makeup done, and don't get their nails done. And I know girls who don't go to yoga, and there's girls who aren't the type to go to the club, and there's girls who don't drink wine at the bar, and there's girls who don't cross their legs with the handbag, with the purse, with their toes showing because they got their nails done. And like, there are plenty of girls like that, and I love those girls. I respect the girls who would rather go shoot hoops, or rather go kick the soccer ball, or proper football, and you know, but be who you are. You feel what I'm saying? Like, be who you are, and be expressive, and be open, and be happy about it, because we love you at the end of the day. We love you in the beginning of the day. We love you in the middle of the day, because we're your biggest fans. We are your biggest fans. God bless. Color Goon.